Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a review of the Jurassic World Double Battle Damage Albertosaurus by Mattel. Now, this is not a new toy in the market, it's been around for quite a while, but I've only managed to get my hands on this off eBay from a seller in the USA. So, I couldn't have wait just to get this in my hands, and at the same time, I couldn't help myself but to get these other two lovely things, which we will be doing a review some other time. But today, it is actually a special day to focus on the Albertosaurus. So, what do we know about this? Well, this is probably the first figure of the line to feature the double battle damage effect. And of course, I think I've been hearing so much good things about this thing regarding its sculpt, and looking at this in hand, it is probably one of my most favorite sculpts by far. And we'll go a bit more into this in detail and close-ups after this. So just looking at the box, it's pretty much the same sort of deal you get. This is probably one thing that people don't notice, is that it does not come with the Dino Rival sort of design. This is probably the last batch before they transition towards the Dino Rival series. At the back, you get a battle damage blue, a battle damage pteranodon, and a battle damage stygimoloch. And of course, here you get an amazing full image of this Albertosaurus. And of course, the two functions that you can activate, one which of course shows you the bare bone, and another one that shows you the bare organs. So now we're just gonna open this up. All you need is probably like a good blade or a pair of scissors, and just cut away on these soft rubber-like strings that hold it together. Come on now. There we go. And there's a bit more on the leg, which you can just slowly saw off. There we go. And that should do it. And behold, oh wait, there's something stuck. That is one more, which is this little thing which I missed out, and here we go. Yes, all right. God, I'm so bad at opening stuff. And there we have it. We have the battle damage Albertosaurus in its full form and glory. And I think first impressions first is that it is a really good sculpt. The noise that people have been really talking about this thing, it is truly justified. As you can see, the beautifully sculpted crests, the wrinkles, the dots, the scales that just go all over the body. There's a bit of paint for this battle damage effect, and I think I really like it. I haven't seen this much with certain figures. Usually they sort of like just slash some paint over there, but this time it's painted and it's sculpted. I'm really glad about that. And you can see that this sort of scales, these ridges go all the way to the end. My only wish was that they would have continued they would have sort of continued the whole red effect throughout the entire body. And yes, we were talking about the battle damage effect. So one touch gets you this, and the second touch usually gets you this. So it's usually a pair of bones, and what you do is you just let it up, and what you get is actually a soft, really pushy rubber. Sort of gives a great throwback to the Lost World Jurassic Park series, the whole rubber feel. And if you don't really like it, you can just close it back up. And I think Mattel did an amazing job with this whole battle damage function. It works well for people who like it, and works well for people who don't like it. In forms of articulation, the head can go left and right. The mouth opens, but it's just kind of tight, as you can see. Not too big. The eyes are nicely painted in that blood orange, and it's well painted on both sides. You get a nice bright pink in its mouth. Teeth are well painted. Hands go up and down. They can sort of almost, no, they can't go 180 degrees, but they can go up and down. And of course the legs, they have hinge joints with the ability to go a bit out and a bit in, nothing new. And the tail, of course, is on something like a ball joint, but it's a bit tighter than the usual, I would feel. There. And of course, if you somehow don't have it, or you need the code, Here it is. You can just scan it or you can just pause. So let's talk a bit about size comparisons, and let's bring up some of our other toys. So first up, definitely one against the family. We all know that the Albertosaurus is actually one of the T-Rex families, and here we have it against the Trash and Throw T-Rex. And you can see, I'm not sure if it's perfectly scaled, but the Albertosaurus probably wasn't meant to be as big as the T-Rex. I think if we go back in the more, I think in paleontologists used to say that, you know, this was from a different era. They were never ever during the same era of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So yep. And next, of course, just for the fun of it, let's put it next to the much adored legacy Spinosaurus. And you can see, you know, the size difference. You know, it's still really small. Not to say very small, but it does hold its size in some sense against the Spinosaurus. Now, how about against something else? Let us try one of my favorites, the Carnotaurus. And you can see it's pretty much almost the same size. Probably the only difference is that the Carnotaurus has his head up. But in terms of body height, yeah, you can sort of see that the Carnotaurus is kind of like a bit taller. Just a bit taller. Yeah. And another one, oops, T-Rex down. Another one, just for the sake of it, will be the Suchomimus, and this is probably one of my favorite. I prefer this color a lot compared to the newer Mega Dual Attack Suchomimus. There's just something that really pops out with these weird acid sort of colors, and you can see it's still pretty small against Suchomimus. But how about something that is probably smaller than it? Here I have Blue. As you can see, it's much bigger than Blue. And in terms of human scale, you know, what we can do is, here we have an Owen, and so you can see that, you know, in terms of a ratio to people, it was pretty big compared to humans. And it's not as big necessarily as a T-Rex or Spinosaurus, but this was sort of the apex predator of its own time, I think. Yeah, and I think final says is that, you know, I forgot to talk a bit about the bottom part. This is probably the only thing which I wish they could have done better, which was, you know, I wish that they sort of continued this beige across at least halfway or at least towards the end. But overall, other than this, you know, small gripe, there is really nothing, not much of fault I can find with it. You know, I think it's a really well done sculpt. It's a really well done color. It feels probably real to what if the real Albertosaurus would have been around. And I highly recommend this actually. You probably can't get this in Asia. It's probably not even around in Oceania. You probably have to like get it from eBay or Amazon from in the United States or probably in Europe, you know. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you really like it, you know, do give a like, and of course hit the subscribe button right there. Thanks and bye.